Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Folks, it is Sunday afternoon, evening. Welcome to the show, okay? I want to talk to you guys. You see the title, Uncle Luke, accused of grooming by video icon Gloria Velez. Yes, video icon. To my knowledge, she has not filed a lawsuit, and I don't necessarily know if she has ever written a book like Corinne Steffens, a.k.a. Superhead. I also don't know if I've ever met Gloria Velez. I'm 59, folks. You know, I'm sober these days, so I don't remember a lot of things. However, we have exchanged a few DMs, and she was kind enough to invite me onto her new podcast a couple of months ago, and I said, absolutely. But I was just relocating at the time to Stone Harbor, which is where I am now. But with regards to Luke, Uncle Luke, I have met him. So let me just try and get through this based upon memory. I have not pulled a lot of notes. Uncle Luke came on the Star and Buckwild show. I think it was in the year 2000 or 2001. And he said he is the original R. Kelly piss on a bitch man. That's what he said. I said, really? I've got the audio. You know, I save everything and I have it in chronological order. A couple of weeks later, Trick Daddy came on my show and said that he and Luke, how did he say it? He said, man, me and Luke used to set bitches on fire. I said, damn. So the accusations that Gloria Velez put on social media, I could not find a video of her saying this. This is somewhat trending and picking up traction. Now, to my knowledge, Gloria Velez, born in Long Island, New York, and at some point she migrated down to West Palm Beach, Florida. I don't know what year, and she went to high school in Florida. So that's where her and Luke came into contact. She may have been a minor stripping at 15. Because at 16, I think she became pregnant by Aaron Hall. You guys have to correct me if I say something wrong. Again, I'm just going off of memory here. But she is saying that Luke groomed her. Now, is grooming a bad thing? Well, by today's standards, yes. by today's standards, there can be other things put into that particular category, you know, trafficking, prostitution, exploitation. I do know that she was a dancer for the Two Live crew, and she may have been a minor then. I don't know. I'm not trying to kick Luke's back in, but Luke has already responded. You can see him sitting there just, eating a plate of food like he's a boss, not giving a fuck, talking about you got the right one, and I'm ready to go to court. Okay, big nigga, we hear you. It sounds hot until the lawsuits come down. Now, let me just say this before I open up the floodgates, because I do want us to have a healthy discussion here on a Sunday evening. I don't think Gloria Velez is planning a lawsuit against Uncle Luke, or if she is, hey, she may have legs to stand on. Again, I don't know the timeline. But let me just say this. If you go to her IG page, she's got 109,000 followers. She doesn't have a whole lot of selfies. She puts a couple of pictures up from time to time to remind you of her impact and her importance with regards to video vixens. She reminds you, but it's not like overkill. It's not like that grandmother on the Shade Room who does nothing but take fucking selfies in the goddamn gym, who I won't mention her name. Gloria Velez posts, pictures from time to time, but she is more so a woman who is concerned with political affairs, conscious matters. And I have to get the actual date here. She posted a video of Scarlip, the rapper, talking about abuse. And Gloria Velez was very sympathetic to what she was saying. So this is long before, anything involving accusations towards Uncle Luke, a.k.a. Luther Campbell, okay? So I just wanted to say that. She's not like, somebody who's trying to stay relevant. I hate that fucking term. I'm not relevant. I'm a factor. And I think that's what she is focused on at this stage of her journey. She's a mother of two. She's Boricua. Okay, she's got the little Puerto Rican flag on her IG page. So I just wanted to say that, to be fair, because this is the objective perspective. I don't think this is necessarily a clout chasing thing, or I could be wrong. You guys chime in, phone lines open right now. But let me say this. On some sucker shit. Proud rat that I am. I have a 501c3, the Snitch Network. I would like to see video icon Gloria Velez become a hip-hop matador by filing a class action lawsuit against MS Communications, that's the owners of Hot 97, iHeartRadio, because they promote the bullshit, maybe a couple of social media platforms, and BET. Oh, my goodness. Folks, if you're new to my show, I have been dragging Deborah Lee, former CEO, homewrecker, deceiver of the people, and I'm even going to say a piece of shit. Deborah Lee, you're a piece of shit. You got married in 1985. You started working at BET in 1986 in the legal department, and then you got divorced in 1987. You were fucking Bob Johnson. You admitted to that, but you stood on that stage for decades, and you spoke about morals, ethics, and values while you were promoting smut, the smut peddler. Give me a second, guys. I'm rambling. So I would like to see Gloria Velez become a matador for this, this once, culture which is now pure fucking trash. Can I get an amen in the live chat, huh? Hip hop is pretty much dead. Rap music is total fucking trash. It has no parameters. It has no guidelines. Total fucking trash. Maybe Gloria Velez could help it find a new direction, okay? So that's my show title, Uncle Luke accused of grooming video icon Gloria Velez. Showrunner, two showrunners this evening. I have a theory about why is today's R&B trash, and the R&B is trash as well. But again, at my age, 59, born in 1964, I came up and I saw what I considered to be the best era of R&B. That was the 70s. Some would argue and say the 80s. Okay. I mean, that would be a good argument, But the 70s, when you had so many artists, and groups praising not just black women, but the black family, black unity, black love. They used to have these glow-in-the-dark black posters about, black men and black women. Now it's total trash. So my theory about why is today's R&B trash is because of the quality of today's woman is no longer desirable, pardon me. The quality of today's black woman, because R&B is a black art form, is no longer desirable as she used to be. I'm not kicking her back, and I'm just stating what I think could be the reason. How can I claim you as my wife and you've got a fucking OnlyFans page? I mean, I don't mind you having an OnlyFans page. I mean, if you're gonna touch yourself and ram a fucking double deuce in your anus or vagina, okay, well, then we have a business relationship, or we have an understanding that, this is what we do, and it's open for the whole goddamn world to see. But that doesn't mean that you're special, right? It doesn't mean that you're an object of desire to one person only. I would love to hear your thoughts, your opinions on this particular theory of mine, why today's R&B is trash. Also, another showrunner, coming up later. I tried to do a show Friday, and the stream kept glitching. And anybody there from Friday's show? I had to do everything. I had to reset my browsers. I had to clear out the history. I had to reset my my internet. And I live in Stone Harbor, New Jersey, right on the goddamn water. So the internet speed is I have the fastest, as most people do around here. But when it rains, we have issues. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? And let me just put this on the showrunner because I think that Friday's show, and I never do conspiracies, they may have been throttling that episode down. Does that make any sense, guys? The title that I had Friday, if you're with me Friday, I think they were throttling the show down. I never say, oh, it's a conspiracy. They're playing with my numbers, my stream. But I think that may have been what happened Friday. Anyway, showrunner is based upon a new story that just came out. Chicago, the migrants in Chicago are fleeing back to Venezuela. They don't like the conditions. They don't like the cold. That they have been getting so much by way of government assistance. Since August last year, 20,000 migrants have arrived in Chicago from Texas. And they're going back to Venezuela. What say you? And the violence, pardon me if I didn't point out the violence. It's insanity. I've spoken about Chicago before, and people seem to be just accepting it, okay? Hang on a second, guys. I see you tapping in. FHM, I got your donation. Troll Pops, kick they boxers, shorts up. Okay. Whatever that means. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Hey, Melody, I got your Cash App. Yeah, I saw the video. Florida Boy Jay just sent me something with T.I.'s son. Did he put hands on Tiny? Florida Boy Jay, you out there, sir? Please, someone call in with the bullshit. It's Sunday. Did he put hands on Tiny? I heard T.I., and then I had to do something. But, we can discuss that. It's Sunday. But I want to make sure that we focus on the main topic. Uncle Luke accused of grooming. And there's other things. There's so much with regards to Gloria Velez, who may have been groomed. I don't know the full history. Did Jay-Z smash? Or was that just a rumor? And how old was she at the time? Jay-Z has been accused. Never, no lawsuits to my knowledge. Foxy Brown. Guys, how old was Emil? How old was Emil? Did Jay-Z smash Gloria Velez? If she files a class action lawsuit, maybe she could include Rock Nation. Niggas story shit. Area code 213. 213, are you there? Sunday.
Yo, Star.
Yeah.
Avo, what's popping, big dude? What's popping? Oh, man.
Advo, how are you, man? Can you take off the headset or whatever you're doing? Thank you for chiming in.
No, I had you. All right, now I got you. Is it better now?
It's better. What's going on, man? How are you? Good to hear from you.
No, man. Going back to your title, Uncle Luke. I do agree that he did groom Gloria Velez, but I want to go into a bigger extent. Not just Uncle Luke. I believe that Viacom and BET even groomed me. Well, I used to watch BET Uncut as a kid. At first, the reason why I like comedy was because I had to watch Comic View, but I was in tune with BET Uncut.
Advo, I hate to cut you short, but we don't care about you. You're basically a nobody in comparison to Gloria Velez. Let's stay focused. Hang on, sir. She has made these claims, these accusations. I haven't even gotten to Aaron Hall yet, the father of one of her sons. Let's get focused. Do you think that Uncle Luke may have groomed her? Because you're how old again? 30 what? I forget.
Jesus Christ age next week.
Okay, so you'll be 33 next week. So this is before your time. Were you even living in the States? Because you're from Colombia, yes? Were you even living here?
Yes, I arrived in the States in 95.
Oh, okay. So do you really know the history of Gloria Velez? She's an icon, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, video vixens, and her accusation about Uncle Luke.
She dated Joe Buttons. So I know
Budden. There's no S. There's no S in the end of his name. Budden. Go ahead.
Oh, but definitely. So I know a little bit about her. You know, she's like the bronze version of like Jenny from the block, but she stood in the block.
She was actually,
So I know about.
if you ask me, bigger than Jennifer Lopez at one point, and she was from Long Island, and then she went down to Florida. But let's go back, man. Come on. I don't want to do too much. Do you think she was groomed with your little bit of knowledge? And if I'm just putting this on the table, if she were to file a class action lawsuit, would you be in support of that?
Definitely, because it's not just the grooming, but it's the fact that most of her likeness was taken for pennies. And even until today, like right now, we're going to the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Yeah. All those men that brutalized her, she gets to relive those stories, and she still has a muscle in her mouth. So nowadays, at least everybody has a microphone. So now she could say her story. It started with Cassie. It goes to her. It goes to now, like you mentioned, Foxy Brown. There's many stories of women in hip hop. Like you went back on Cardi B, for example. I went to school with Cardi B in BMCC, and I remember Cardi B when she used to be as a cashier in a supermarket, and then she became a stripper. So those girls go through a system of like they get used and abused, but nowadays, look, she's the biggest rapper right now.
Okay, but hang on a second, Advo. I
Yeah.
don't know if Gloria Velez was, as you just said. Did you say abused? What was the word that you used? I want to be precise here.
Groom. I said groom.
Okay. These are her claims, and this is just me talking out loud.
But it was documented.
Okay. This is just me talking out loud. To my knowledge, she has said nothing about a class action lawsuit. I'm reaching. Do you think? If she were to do a class action lawsuit at your age, 32, soon to be 33, would that help this bullshit, deplorable, one-time culture, which is now a genre of pure savagery? Would it help things?
Yes, because they keep playing like how they come like it's the same people on the top. So you got to clean up the people on the top. People like Diddy, people like Uncle Luke that promoted Freaknik. You know, we promote him for freedom of speech, but what type of freedom of speech is if all you're going to promote is vulgarity and degenerate actions?
Okay.
To a young generation. So, and a lot of those women, the vixens. We watch the videos for the vixens. How many songs I love the videos for the vixens. Yeah. So, okay, I think they should get some type of payment for being prominent people in hip hop.
Okay. Hey, man, I got to take other calls, and let's you and I get on.
Oh, can I talk about Venezuela? No,
I want to take other calls, man, but I do want to talk to you about that shithole Colombia. I've never been there, but that's where you're from.
No, definitely.
But let's do that Tuesday.
Talk about that.
Can we do that Tuesday, please? Tuesday.
Yeah, I call it the coffee plantation, but shout out to that.
Great to talk to you, Ivo. Thank you, man. Thank you. Folks, I'm just rambling. I'm reaching. It's Sunday. I'm sipping a little wine here, but I'm just thinking out loud about this disgusting genre. It is, and it's not just me as an older man saying this. It needs to change. Ski, bust your head. Yes, no. I'm not even talking about money. Hold on a second, guys. Something I'm going to mention here also before I go back to the phone lines. With regards to the showrunner, Chicago Migrants fleeing back to Venezuela, Friday, before the stream kept getting interrupted, I was asking the question, do migrants live better than U.S. citizens, right? That was Friday's question. I had some notes here. Let me see if I can pull some of these notes. My source for the story on Friday was the National Bureau of Economic Research, a story that came out in 1998. Hold on a second here. 1998. For their first 2 decades of work in the U.S., immigrants earning $10,000 or more per year receive 70 to 80% of the Social Security benefits paid for a full work life by native-born Americans. So that's going back to 1998, again, from the National Bureau of Economic Research. So what are the numbers now? Are you concerned? I don't want to just beat up on Chicago. I think Chicago is a hellhole. I don't see anything that's going to happen to turn things around, but just want to mention that. Pardon me. Crown, I got your donation. F those migrants. Stay your asses home. Crown, you're always welcome to call in. I appreciate you. Hey, Sherry. Okay, do you want to call in, Sherry? Yeah, my question. Hang on a second. I'm doing a lot right now. Why is today's R&B trash? Let me say this before I go back to the phone lines here. Also, with regards to today's R&B, Diddy just put out an R&B album, and I forget the name of it. It was like a month or so ago, right? None of the songs are memorable. I did somewhat of a review, yes? Or was that 2 months ago? I forget. But there was no song that made me want to play it again and again. There was nothing that made me feel like, wow, yeah, I miss so-and-so, or I'm thinking about this chick or that chick, Nothing like that. The production was fire. He had a lot of different, guests on the goddamn album, but it's not memorable. It's not lingering, if you ask me, okay? Let's go to area code 340. It's Sunday. Good evening. Are you there? 340.
Hey, good evening. Yeah, good evening, Star. What's up?
Hey, man. How are you? Who's this?
1051 fam checking in. I just wanted to speak on the Uncle Luke thing.
Please.
Yeah, so I don't want to be insensitive or anything like that. I don't want to, have the cliche argument everybody else have, but I mean, we got Uncle Luke, Mr. Pop That P, Hoochie Mama,
yeah,
Me So Horny, in his heyday.
Doo-Doo Brown.
This going on. Right. So we got this guy. We know what he promotes. We know what he stands for. We know what he was all about. So this wasn't a young lady pursuing a church choir or something like this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You find yourself around this kind of crew, this kind of music. You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening.
I'm listening. Yeah, you find yourself around this kind of music, this kind of environment. I'm not blaming or saying nothing that possibly happened was right. I'm just saying, man, we all have decisions to make. You know what I'm saying? And based on our regrets, I don't think we get to always throw people under the bus based on our regrets. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What about, and let's have a discussion here. What about the possibility that this was not even a lady yet? This was a minor, 15 years of age. I have information that says she was dancing at 15. Now, you in most strip clubs or gentlemen's clubs, you can't be any younger than 18 dancing. And then she was on tour with Uncle Luke. It's my guy, man, the original piss on a bitch man. He said it on my show. Would that then make her, a minor? And would that then put others in jeopardy for not necessarily being more understanding about that tender age? I'm just asking.
Well, listen, I would say, right, that is a tender age, and anything that happened that shouldn't have happened is egregious, right? But I would say at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't put all the fault on her. I would say, who was around, who was making these decisions is obviously a minor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to sign the paper. Somebody had to say, yes, you can. So to me, it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to let somebody that age in that kind of environment, that's obvious what's going on. You feel me?
Okay.
The point I'm making with that thing with Luke, man, is that it seems to me that any females tied to the industry, right, that use what they had to get what they needed back in the day, they don't have that anymore, so now they use their regret to get a bag. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see.
Okay.
And not to be insensitive to anyone's pain, but I'm saying that's what I see going on.
No, I appreciate you taking the time, and I've enjoyed the discussion. I want you to finish up. Again, I don't claim to have the answers, but I think that rap music, hip hop is pretty much dead. Rap music is pure fucking trash. It's deplorable. It's disgusting. It has no parameters. And I would like to see something happen, some type of shift. Would you support Gloria Velez if she pushed or brought forth a class action lawsuit against some of these corporations? I mean, listen, she could call on me to go take the stand and fucking tell. And I would. I would tell about payola and all sorts of shit that I've seen. Would you support that?
Yeah, I would. I think the influence that genre has, that this genre has is important, and it could be used. If it could be used to cause so much trouble, it could be used to do some good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would. It's a time for a shift. Everything has its time.
Yeah.
Everything has its time.
Disgusting, man. It's disgusting. Thank you for your call, sir. Thank you and salute.
Respect.
Respect.
Yes,
Something has got to change with this god awful genre, huh? Look at me. When I wake up in the mornings, I'm sick. For a decade of my life, I had a Wall Street Journal subscription. I used to be into politics heavy. Now I wake up and I go right to World Star. I go to my homie's page, Vlad TV. I want the bullshit. We all want the bullshit. Yes, troll babies. We want the bullshit. We're sick. Folks, call in if I say say something wrong. It's been so many decades since I studied religion. I'm a proud non-believer, okay? I mean, I respect your belief, but at the same time, improbability is not evidence of design. Call in if I get something wrong. Anyway, hey, Tara, I got your donation. Tara says, R&B reflects the current state of society. Hollow. I so agree with you. Tara, what do you think about my theory? And that's no disrespect to black women. The reason why it's trash is that the women are not desirable as they once were. I grew up under a very educated woman, my mother, and she'd give me tune-ups and all sorts of shit. But at the same time, she was a woman of class. I look on social media now, I see every degenerate bitch. I see these bitches constantly playing in their nasty fucking weaves, black and white, and willing to do any goddamn thing for some clout. Varnell, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Okay. Goo, are you calling in, sir? Goo, do you want to talk about anything with regards to publishing? I saw something else about publishing and Diddy, and I know about his former bodyguard. He's got daughters, so he co-signed what Cassie said. Goo, let me know if you want to tap in, all right? Let me go to area code 251. Sunday evening, are you there? 251.
Hey, how you doing, Star?
I'm great, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I just want to say something real quick. I don't feel bad for Puppet because I think he's a demon. But when I listen to Gene Deal and all these bodyguards talking about the shit that he did, you be having to ask, nigga, was you not helping him do this shit? Also, these women like Cassie and all of them, when they full of shit. Now, I'm glad Cassie got her money, but Cassie and Gloria Velez, all them hoes full of shit because I remember I was
Sir, can I ask you to pull back on the profanity? It's the Lord's Day.
All right.
I'm an atheist, but it's the Lord's Day, goddamn. Please.
All right, I apologize.
Talk your talk.
All right. So I was a teenager during the 90s.
Right.
Girls like Gloria Velez and Cassie, girls be 16 years old, wouldn't look another 16-year-old way. They were looking for grown men. They put themselves out there on the market for grown men. Then you fast forward 10, 15, 20 years later, You want to play victim. You can't do that.
I hear you. Come on. I hear you.
I mean, that's all I gotta say. Like I say, Cassie. Like I say, I'm glad she got her money, but I think Cassie got what she had coming, because the same way that she dumped Ryan Leslie for P. Diddy,
Right.
she could have dumped P. Diddy for a better man, but she wanted to stay, and now she mad because she old. She look old. She still look good, but she still look old in the face. But
stay with me, sir. Stay with me.
Yeah,
stay with me. I want to hit on a few points that you just said. Are you a father? Are you a father? Hello? Okay, he hung up. I'm looking for a father. You can say that these women should not come out years later and make their claims, but you see, here's the thing. When they start having children and raising children, as Gloria Velez has 2 sons, I'm not sure if she has a daughter. Cassie has 2 kids. Reality sets in. And then you reflect on what you did. And I'm not saying, that there's reality sets in. That's what I'm basically trying to say. And people want to clear their conscience. People want to talk. Now, again, to my knowledge, Gloria Velez has not filed a lawsuit. She just made a statement about Luke grooming her. I'm the one talking about a class action lawsuit. Oh, fuck nigga star. Can I get an amen in the live chat before I bring any other callers in? Anybody want to see a class action lawsuit? I do. I would love to see Gloria Velez at a press conference. No makeup, no nail polish on, crying. I've got to do this for women across the United States of America. This hip hop shit has got to stop, and it does. Drill rap is disgusting. Something's got to change. Uncle Luke talking crazy. Tell me I ain't got no problem with going to court. Well, okay, big nigga, we might find out. Sir Shy, got your donation. Star, Luke Caney eats grilled skunk, sauteed in ape sauce. Okay, Sir Shy, that wasn't Luke Caney who called in, but thank you, man. Like, what the fuck? FHM says, Star, Africans trade their 12-year-old daughters for goats. Okay. And I see you folks in the live chat. You've been sending in donations. Thank you so much. DG Seymour, he says, peace, Star. The music and movie industry have always been hotbeds of deviant behavior. Some of these accusations have merit, and some are money grabs. I agree with you. And I'm okay with some of them who are, just going for money grabs. But I think Gloria Velez might have a bigger mission. If you go to her IG page, she's talking about world events, and she's, this is I don't know if she's a grandmother, but this is a woman who she's walked through the goddamn fire. She might be the one to stand up and say, enough's enough. I remember years ago, what was it? What year was that, guys? Was it 2014? I was sitting on stage at the Black Caucus, me and Angela Rye, and who else was there who rolled her eyes at me? Tamika Mallory. I was talking about, making the corporations accountable. I looked at Tamika Mallory, who was sitting a couple of seats down from me. She did like this. Nigga, you trying to fuck up a bag. And then years later, she gets to deal with a Cadillac, right? Oh, shit. My nigga Florida Boy J, I got your email. Big nigga, what's cracking, man? What's going on with King? Is he pushing on his mama? Florida Boy J.
I mean, it looks like a classic case of beige rage, of, privileged biracial niggas acting out.
Fix your phone. Your phone sounds crazy. Please, you got on the fly nigga headset. Please fix your phone.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There you go. Okay. You sent me an email with King. Is that his name? That's T.I.'s, one of his sons.
Yep.
Did he put hands on Tiny?
It looks like from the camera he kind of did. Looks like you're at the Falcons game. Falcons just played the Saints in Atlanta. Like they're in some type of fly nigga skybox, with the, exclusive seats. And from my perception, from my perspective, I think T.I. or his mom probably made like some type of joke about him in front of company that because that's what happens. A lot of you guys who might have come from a parent, two-parent household, sometimes your family likes to, ride on you and roast you in front of company. And it's all good until they say the wrong joke.
Right.
And when they say the wrong joke, it happens in white families too. It happens in white families too, where they just have a complete meltdown in front of company.
Right.
The parents are like, "Hey, little nigga,
Right.
calm it down, because you're showing out in front of company."
Right.
And the little nigga wants to turn up, and Pop's got to lay hands and feet on you because you disrespect the mama.
So now T.I. grabbed him, put him in a headlock, and said, "You can't do nothing with me." What happened? Walk us through the bullshit.
Oh, yeah, you can't do nothing with me. You can't do nothing with me. He grabbed him like he grabbed him by the arm because the phone went from King's face barking to T.I.'s chin. Mm-hmm. So it looks like he got yoked up with his arm in the air with the cell phone still going live. And Pop's like, "Nigga, I'll in this whole thing right now in Atlanta game. Stop playing with me." So, that's what happened with the T.I. situation. We're probably going to get more because, niggas is clout chasing. So I'm pretty sure King going to hop on live and start doing too much. So we got to eat. So hopefully he does hop on live. Hopefully they didn't take his phone away and put him on punishment.
Now, a week or so ago, I saw T.I. roasting King. Was it, what show was that? Was it something South, 85 South? What's the name of that show?
Yeah.
95? What's the name of that show? Was that the show?
85 South. 85 South.
Yeah. And so they were roasting King about his veneers and some other shit. So you're right. So at some point, he gonna say, "Man, y'all got me all fucked up." And I saw him say that he wasn't raised with T.I. and Tiny. He was raised by his grandmother in the hood. Yes, about a month or so ago.
Yes. And then he said that during filming, he would come over for the weekend or whenever they would have to record.
Right.
After he would go back.
The hater misses nothing. Come on, talk your talk, big nigga. Talk your talk.
Yeah. So honestly, he probably has some resentfulness towards his parents, and that's probably an excuse for him why he acts out instead of acknowledging the certain benefits that he's afforded. I mean, we wouldn't know who he was if he wasn't T.I. and Tiny's son.
Right.
But it's I won't even call it a tragic mulatto thing. I just think he's one of those kids who like to rebel and they identify with the anti of what their parents have.
He's a suburban nigga like myself who at times has to overcompensate.
We understand the game, Star.
Yeah.
He's from. We understand.
Yeah.
I know, but listen, at a certain point, but Star, as you can agree, at a certain point, when moms and pops pull rank, sit your ass down. Talk to them in private. If they disrespect you in public, I understand we got boundaries, this, and that. But until you have become a man on your own, pops and mom gonna say whatever they want to you in hopes you get inspired to get the hell out of their place and up off the net.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. Tough love.
Florida Boy Jay, I want us to take our time here. Gloria Velez is accusing Luther Campbell, a.k.a. Uncle Luke, who has been a big part, an instrumental part of freedom of speech for the genre, going back to the monumental lawsuits and other things. I fuck with Luke heavy. Came on my show. It was a great interview. He said ain't no time to play. And then he did say, he was the original piss on a bitch man, because we were talking about R. Kelly. So okay, he came on after the R. Kelly sex tape came out with that minor that I never saw. I don't want to see fucking child pornography. But Luke said, yeah, he said, I'm the original. I said, oh, shit. So do you think that there's any merit to what Gloria Velez is claiming? Not that she's filing a lawsuit, number one. Do you think there's any merit to what she's saying? And would you, as a Florida native, want to see her file a class action lawsuit against, I don't know, fucking iHeart, Hot 97, BET, and some of these other corporations that, they allow the bullshit? They allow the bullshit. They promote it. Or am I reaching? If I'm reaching, say, big nigga, you're reaching. Come on.
All right. Well, when it comes to do I believe Gloria Velez? Absolutely. Because one thing I know about niggas is they cannot keep their hands and lips off a fine Hispanic woman.
Okay.
Niggas can't.
Right.
That's just what it is, number one. And then number two, we're talking about, like we said, 20, 30 years ago when society was a lot different in acceptance to things like this. So, of course, I believe back then when it was kind of the wild, wild west in terms of, underage people hanging out with old adults in certain industries, it was normalized. So we can't now, get on the phone and talk about, oh, why do people retroactively want to come in? It was girls who was coming after older guys. That doesn't make it legal, and those older guys knew damn well those girls were underage. Just like we got mamas and aunties be like, oh, yeah, I had boyfriends with cars that weren't in high school. Okay, so both you guys are sickos. You being underage and him being overage still pursuing you.
Right.
I'm not saying there's a victimless crime, but let's not act like these niggas who was messing with underage girls from the 40s, 50s, 60s, all the way up to now were some type of a nondescript victims who didn't know ages. You knew where you were going, where the underage girls were. So stop it. And do I want them to file a lawsuit, or do I want her to have a class action lawsuit? Absolutely. Because these businesses, and it coincides with the R&B topic, but these corporations have been doing a slow drag on the black community, bringing them down for generations. And you said the peak was the 70s.
Yeah.
The peak was the 70s for R&B music because we were coming out of the civil rights era. You was giving niggas access to white women and jobs. Now it's all good. It's all good now. We got the afros, the LSD. It's all good. And then it slowly transitioned out when you dropped.
It deteriorated. It deteriorated. Now, hang on a second. I want to jump in and say, folks, I'm so old. I can remember one of my favorite rock groups called Winger. The lead singer, Kip Winger, he played a bass. Had a song called She's Only 17. And then you had Rick James, who was on Motown. I think it was Gordy Records through Motown. He had a song 17 and Sexy. So this has been the mindset of these corporations to target these children, if you will. I worked at WEA for a decade before you guys ever heard of me on MTV in 1999 and then Hot 97 in March of 2000. So I have seen the corporations target the younger generations. What do you think about, or am I reaching a class action lawsuit led by Gloria Velez against these corporations for smut peddling and other things? Florida Boy J.
It needs to happen because you cannot create a degenerate environment and not expect degenerate things to happen in real life. Art imitates life, right?
Right.
So you sit around and you push this type of a low-grade, low-vibrational propaganda on the masses, and then you get surprised and you got to pay the piper 30, 40 years down the road when you created all these self-inflicted lawsuits. So I do think that will be the only way that they may switch up to more conscious music, high-vibrational programming, because they have to protect their bag because, like we just said before, just like some of these executives of these music industries who fund these artists to get killed, how come they're not being held liable? Why is it always the nigga standing next to them who got the bag funneled to him? That's where the buck stops. And can I just say something about the R&B trash?
Well, hang on a second. I want to just stay on this for a minute. And again, if you don't agree with me, say, Star, I don't agree with you. It only took a handful of Jewish mothers to go up to Epic Records whenever Michael Jackson put out that song, They Don't Care About Us, and to demand that they re-edit that song, and they did, and then issue a goddamn apology, a handful of mothers. But yet and still, we can say nigga all day, every day on YouTube and these other platforms. You say a word about another culture, pow! Your channel is demonetized. Your channel is demonetized. They will throttle down your stream. I'm sitting here now doing a show about something that has nothing to do with, the migrants, which is what we tried to talk about Friday. And there's no glitching, nothing. I restarted my show 5 times Friday, and because I had migrants in the title, the goddamn show, I couldn't finish it. Good, I'm rambling. Good, Floor Boy J. Good, I'm rambling. Sorry.
No, like I said before, black people also have to hold accountability for things like that. Just like Bob Johnson, Russell Simmons, you selling BET, Def Jam back to the white people and getting mad that the programming that you had that were going to educate us now being wiped away and replaced with a BET Uncut, replaced with gossiping programming, taking more music off of TV and adding more Tyler Perry shows and Martin 7 in the morning. We could be having Ed Gordon, but it's easy to tell you niggas don't want to watch something when you've already programmed them not to be interested.
I think Gloria Velez should sue Deborah Lee too, a deceiver of people. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking home wrecker.
My bottom line in this whole thing is that I want Aaron Hall, I want Diddy, and I think that your homeboy Vlad probably put some battery in Gloria's back and be like, hey, I can make some phone calls, get you some legal back in the
No. She actually doesn't have her show on Vlad TV anymore. No, that's
okay. Cool.
She made a video. I just think she made a video about that on her IG page. I just watched it today, and she was, very polite, and she wasn't, trying to kick his back in. But no, she's moved on from Vlad TV. Go ahead. You were saying, go ahead.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and lastly, I just want to touch on that R&B topic. Is it cool?
Yeah, why is today's R&B trash? Why?
It is trash, number one, because a lot of these artists are not coming from the church. They're not coming from Sunday choir. They're not getting any type of vocal training. They're not getting brought up in the church. We talk about Whitney Houston. Okay. We talk about Jodeci. We talk about a lot of Aretha Franklin. A lot of these artists who are our greatest R&B artists came through the church, through the system of the Baptist church, right? That's number one.
Right.
Number two, it's the same reason why rock and roll is becoming non-existent. When you start taking band and instrumental programs out of the school, you cannot have a guitar player who can play the guitar at 13. You cannot have a drummer who is a prodigy at 8 and gets groomed in the right way to become the next great drummer. You don't have kids playing instruments anymore. Then you don't have the vocalists in the church anymore.
Great point.
And now you wonder why people are auto-tuned and having synthesizers. And the reason why you said the 70s was the greatest era, because that was before synthesizers, 808, and technology was really leading the sound of these songs. You had to get real instrumental players, and you had to get real vocalists to match the instrument and the energy of what was coming through. Now,
it was also the songwriting. The songwriting was incredible. Blue Magic, the stylistics, the Delphonics. Oh my God, the moments. Oh my God, don't get me started. Go ahead.
I mean, where's the Rod Tempertons? Where are some of these great white writers who's writing some of these great R&B songs?
Yeah.
Where are some of these black writers who's writing these songs? A lot of you niggas getting high, eating perk burgers, trying to write a song on your notes on your iPhone and wonder why it's not hitting. You're not even having people who want to be songwriters. Everybody wants to be the artist. And that's why we got a decaying genre and a decaying culture, which is black and R&B music. Yeah. And I digress, Star.
Hey, Florida Boy J, I appreciate you calling, man. Have a great day. Thank you.
Absolutely. You too, man.
Thank you. Okay. Can I just get on some hate and shit for a second here, folks? You know when I was really done with R&B, when you guys started saying Jacquees is the king of R&B, I said, well, who the fuck is Jacquees? And then I went and saw some nigga 4'7", zesty as fuck. I said, that's your new king? I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Where the fuck does Jacquees come from? JohnFlowersPhotos.com. John Flowers, are you tapping in? Let's get that man some work, guys. John Flowers is doing discounts for photo shoots. He's also doing a video filming. He can help you. Ladies, if you're trying to get up on OnlyFans, holler at this man. Tell him I sent you. JohnFlowersPhotos.com. Oh, speaking of John Flowers, he says, I could have saved hip-hop if I kept rapping. Salute. Well, okay, I hear you, John. I think it's god-awful, and something has got to change. Houston, I see you. Sit tight. You're my next caller. Houston, sit tight. You're up next. Sit tight. Guys, let me go to PayPal. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I get everything lined up here. What a great day I had today. You know, it's a Sunday. I was driving one of my classic cars earlier, and I took a video. So just give me a day or so. I'll put it on my other YouTube channel. Jiggy Slick. Oh, thank you for your donation, Jiggy Slick. No, sir, you cannot blow my bagpipes in B flat. No, thank you, but I appreciate the donation. Okay. 105 fam tapping in. He says there's absolutely a smash and grab going on for all industry females that used what they had to get what they wanted, now using regret for another bag. Okay. I can respect what you just said, and I thank you for putting that in a donation. Thank you, 105 fam. Are you a father, though? I have no biological kids. I'm a heterosexual man, but, well, I mean, there's a couple of grown-ass kids who claim I'm their father, but I've never had to pay child support, and I don't claim them. But now, are you a father, 105 fam? And if you had a daughter, would you tell your daughter to sue? I think, what year was Gloria Velez born, guys? Was it 78? She might be a grandmother. She still looks great, but she's just, she's not like, from what I can see, she's not clout chasing on Instagram. She doesn't have like 500,000 followers. So we have to take that into account, that she's, just speaking what could be her truth. But if you had a daughter, 105 fam, would you tell your daughter to sue? I would. I would say, baby girl, I need you to tell it all. I need you to tell that Jay-Z smashed you on the set of the video shoot, and he didn't wear a condom, and then you had to go get checked for chlamydia. And was Dame Dash there watching? What was Dame on E? Because they were on ecstasy at that point. Was Dame Dash on E? Was he fondling himself and watching you get smashed? Tell, baby. Daddy loves you, but it's time to tell, goddamn. Brooklyn Hater, I got your donation. Hang on a second. He says they need to put a muzzle on Aaron's mouth. Aaron Hall. He's been implicating other artists in his stories. He's another old nigga talking too much. Aaron Hall is my guy, man. That's my nigga for real, for real. We had some great conversations, back in the days, and he and Gloria Velez have a son together. I'm not sure how old their son is, and I'm sure she doesn't want to, do anything to disrupt her son's peace with regards to his father. However, she may have to include him in the class action lawsuit and then drop the suit against him. Does that make sense, troll babies? This is my world of legal shit. Just include him at first, just to get him to slow the fuck down. And then tell him, listen, you close your fucking mouth. I never made you pay child support. Close your fucking mouth, and I'll drop the case against you. But if you keep talking, nigga, I'm gonna take your fucking publishing. Okay. 105 fam. Okay, this 105 fam, call in, man. I don't remember everything about the Quran, the Hadith. I used to offer a salat back in the 80s on Martha's Vineyard Island when I lived there. Winter of 87 and then the spring, this. But the point is, Prophet Muhammad married a minor, okay? That's the fucking point. My nigga Houston, Sunday. Houston, just watch the language, man, but let's talk. Are you there? Houston, area code 713.
Yeah. I'm here, dog. The reason why people R&B is now the way it is because single mothers.
Come on.
Single mothers. Fathers ain't in there. They don't know what love is.
Right.
That's why you don't hear good R&B music. They don't know what love is. They raising them up to be bati.
Right.
They love pussy now. So, you know, you're gonna be listening to a song, it might be jamming, but they talking about pussy. So I'm just saying that's why the R&B music is trash right now. And then I'm gonna go to the other topic, Luke.
Well, hang on a second, because you've got some valid points there.
Okay, I'm there.
If I can just say that, you know, I jumped out the window early and I said that it's the quality of today's woman that is affecting R&B. I mean, like, listen, man, one of the greatest love songs and a slow songs ever written, in my opinion, a top 10 song by Cameo. It's called "Why Have I Lost You." You ever heard that song?
I remember that.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that. Dog,
Yeah,
and then I always
tomorrow I'll be a king dressed in
this up. Hey, dog, I just posted this up. Tony,
Why Have I Lost You by Cameo. They will never make a song like that again. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm rambling. Go ahead.
No, Tony Terry's song, When I'm With You. That's a beautiful song. And people don't understand, like, a lot of good songs, like what they doing now. I haven't heard a good R&B song in a long time, man. Yeah. I haven't heard one. You know, the last one I heard, really, that was good, but I don't know if this nigga was singing to a dude or a woman.
Who?
It was Usher Glue, but that sound bussy like. But you know, October London did the whole cover of Marvin Gaye's whole catalog. Did you hear October London?
I'm listening.
Yeah, October London did Take Me Back to Your Place. Like, dog, he did the whole, like, he had to pay. He did it the right way. Pay the estate. You can do the whole cover of Marvin Gaye. And he jamming on it. That's the last person I heard that's jamming on R&B. I don't know what they're doing right now. They in love.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in and then I'll let you go to the Luke.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was trying to fuck with Tank for half a minute. You know, I said, okay, this nigga got some shit, man, because, you know, prior to Tank, you know, Keith Sweat was my guy, man. Keith Sweat came on my show, and he was.
But you know,
hang on. Keith Sweat was so surprised that I knew his catalog. I was on Hot 97 playing his catalog, and he said, "Damn, man, you know my music like that." I said, "Man, listen, you are the truth, nigga. I mean, you know, But that was the last. That was the last. If you ask me, great R&B, not just a songwriter, but Keith Sweat. Tank said some dumb shit with Angela Yee. He said if a guy sucks a pole, that doesn't necessarily make him gay. I said, nigga, I'm fucking done with you. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
I remember that. That's where R&B started taking a shift. Really, it took a shift before then, but with him saying that, that's why you don't know what you're listening to. You don't know if these niggas singing to men or women.
Right.
That's what happened to R&B. And then, like, dog, I was listening. I'm with you on that, dog.
Come on.
And like, when he said that, that is the product of being around number women.
Yeah.
Because ain't no goddamn, oh, my bad. Ain't no man going to be around you and be like, look, man, why would you say something like that?
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the next one?
Hang on. Tank had a song, I Don't Think You're Ready. Troll Babies. Anybody know that song by Tank? I Don't Think You're Ready. I said, man, this is the shit. But then he said that goofy shit. And I said, fuck out of here. Now, Houston.
Dog, that threw me off too.
Yeah. Houston. Okay, so Gloria Velez, video icon, is accusing Luke of grooming. I'm just sitting here talking crazy. I think she should file or consider a class action lawsuit against the corporations because they have promoted the bullshit and the grooming is a reality. Steven Tyler from Aerosmith is being sued from.
Oh, I was about to say that. You remember when I was saying that they
from the 70s, Steven Tyler. Aerosmith, he's being sued. Come on.
I was saying, you remember I was saying this years ago. That's why rock and roll, they stopped kind of playing it a little bit because it was a lot of them making songs about grooming and doing. Am I lying or am I tripping?
Come on, man, come on.
Because that's why rock and roll fell off, because they knew all these lawsuits were coming. They wasn't going to just put it on niggas all the time. Niggas was like, God damn, y'all got to look at these white boys too now. You get it? They are popping out with lawsuits left and right, and I told my Mexican wife that listens to rock and roll, I said, look, they finna get them. Hey, I had to throw that in there, dog. I had to throw that in there. I had to throw my little bit of hatred. Shout out to ICE and immigration. I called immigration on the family members.
Did you?
Yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I started to text you when I did it, because I'm like, this nigga would love to hear this phone call when I call ICE.
Did you record it? Did you record it?
No, I didn't record it. I was like, damn.
Next time record
one person that would enjoy me calling ICE on a Mexican.
Next time record it. Next time record it. Houston, I gotta go, man. Salute. Gotta go, man.
Okay, bad. Salute, man.
Yes, sir. Okay. My nigga Houston tapping in. Guys, on the screen, 20for30.shop. I say again, 20for30.shop. Please go there. Tell them I sent you. You need insurance. You need to talk to someone about insurance. They will give you a free consultation. Just mention the Star Report, okay? 20for30.shop, okay? They will walk you through the process of, going down this path that a lot of people need to but don't. I'll just say that, okay? Bray J got your donation. Star Luke spoke on Gloria's groupie history, allegations on the song Glory Days. Luke Dances Part 1 and 2. Okay, on his 2006 album. Okay, I have not heard that song. He connected her with a lot of entertainers. Well, depending on how old she was, that may be trafficking. And if Luke ain't got no money, maybe she could sue. Who were they signed to? 2 Live Crew. I think it was Atlantic Records. Hold on a second. Thank you for your donation, sir. Were they Atlantic Records? I worked for Atlantic Records for years. Who was 2 Live Crew? Guys, sit tight on the phones. Okay, here we go. 2 Live Crew. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Here we go. Wait a minute. Ooh. Okay. So I've got the discography. Ooh, okay. Folks, just hang on for a second. Okay, the first album was Luke Records. Move Something, Luke Records. Who were they distributed by? As Nasty as They Want to Be. Okay, that was Atlantic. Oh! That was their biggest album, right? As Nasty as They Want to Be. Gloria Velez should sue Atlantic. 1989. How old would she have been in 1989, guys? Well, it was recorded in 1988. She was dancing for them. I think she was 15. You helped them exploit me. I wasn't an adult yet. I couldn't even drink. I had just started getting my menstrual cycle. Pardon me, that was a little crazy. And you profited. And you still profit. Now you're selling streams on Spotify. It's not about the money. I want to protect other girls. Bill Reed, I got your donation. Star, the neo soul singer Maxwell, doing something in the mid '80s was the very last romantic. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I saw Maxwell pee-popping about a couple of years ago. He was dipping it low and popping his booty. Is he singing to females, or who's he singing to? Keith Sweat is the last R&B singer, man. I don't care what y'all niggas talking about. Guys, on the screen is my email address for all business matters, thehater1964yahoo.com. But thank you for your donation, Bray J. At Praise Lord V. Star, what's good? Locked in with Minnie Monroe. Watched. Okay. I heard that fight was trash. Yeah. A friend of mine said he watched it, said it was trash. I didn't see it, sir. I'm not speed, but thank you for your donation. Okay. And, yeah. Hold on a second, guys. Let me just make sure my screen is working. Isn't that something? There's no glitches. The stream is fine tonight. Friday's show kept the glitching. I had to keep restarting because of the title. I really think that they were throttling down my show. You guys know what that means when they throttle a show? Down throttle? This is what we were discussing on Friday in detail. See that? I was asking the question, do migrants live better than U.S. citizens? Had to keep restarting the goddamn show. Okay, Advo says, Star, I told T.I. Okay, I'm not sure where you're going, Advo, but thank you for your email. Sir Shai says, Star, can we get an NFL update? I have no, sir, I'm not in the loop with what's going on with the NFL. I'm a hockey guy, you know this. I grew up playing ice hockey in the 70s. I just saw the Rangers beat my Bruins in the Garden. I'm really pissed right now about that, but you know, I don't know what's going on with the NFL. You can bring me up to speed. Thank you for your donation, Sir Shy. Nomad Nick, it's happening. They already started deploying these. What are you talking about? Okay, that has nothing to do with today's show. Jesus. Stay on topic. Lauren, I got your donation. Playground in My Mind by Clint Holmes is creepy too. I don't think I know that song, but thank you, Lorna. You want to send me a link via email? I'll check it out. Or maybe I heard it and I don't, it doesn't stick out. Hey, Carla. Carla says, always love your topics. Thank you, Carla. Thank you so much for your continued support. Blade says, Dana T. Kane broad's coming for Puffy as well. I don't think they have a leg to stand on. What is that chick's name? She's like got the nasty fucking collagen in her lips and the Botox, and she keeps trying to get a bag out of Diddy, and he keeps saying, bitch, fuck out of here. What is her name? I don't think nobody gives a shit about Dana T. Kane. I sure as hell don't, but, you know. Let me go to area code 973. Somebody tapping in from New Jersey. Good evening, 973. Are you there on a Sunday? Yes, sir. Good evening. In 5, 4. Are you ready, sir? Okay, sir, I have to go. Thank you for trying. He's on a perk 30. That nigga's tweaking. He can't speak. Fuck. Area code 332. Are you there? Sunday evening. 332. Yes, no, maybe.
Good evening, sir.
How are you, man?
Oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. What's cracking?
No, I just wanted to comment on the why is R&B today.
Why is it trash?
In the state that it is.
Trash.
Yeah, it's capitalism. Capitalism does not scale well. It's at a global level now, and it becomes toxic, and it's hitting all industries, all everywhere. And this is just a byproduct of that. Talent doesn't sell anymore. Clickbait does, and the record label execs. I've worked at 1755, Broadway, Def Jam, Republic Records, all that. The executives over there, they're pivoting their focus to social media, and not only from a marketing standpoint, but actually, talent-wise as well. And this is just a byproduct of that. It's just the way that it goes. It makes sense. There's still people growing up in the church. There's still people who can sing. Mm-hmm. There's still people who have talent, but that doesn't necessarily put them in front of the cameras. And it's just a byproduct of capitalism. This is just where we're at, in my opinion.
If I can respond, I'm a proud capitalist, and
I know you are.
Yeah, I don't think you can blame capitalism. Capitalism has no moral base, sir. It's value for value.
Yeah.
And if I can ask you, if you're blaming capitalism for the decline of R&B, why isn't other forms of music suffering the way R&B and rap music is suffering? There's a problem, sir. And let me just finish, and then I'll give you the last word. There's a problem. Why are we still seeing monkeys with the goddamn money phones? Why are we still seeing degenerates and savages holding up presidentials? Okay, you gotta watch. So fucking what? So what? You're in a Bugatti. That's not special anymore. People can rent that shit. Why isn't country music suffering by way of capitalism? Why isn't pop music suffering by way of capitalism? Why aren't the pop and rock and roll artists shooting and killing each other in record numbers if capitalism is to blame, sir? Please.
Well, I feel like I've touched on this topic on your show. The genre that you're speaking of, that where money phones and chains and stuff is glorified, I feel like I liken it to an airplane that's been hijacked. Everybody who got on the plane for hip hop or rap, whatever you want to call it, this genre was supposed to uplift the people out of a certain mental state so they get in a better position to be their true selves, and not only this country, but globally. But that plane has been hijacked. The itinerary was going somewhere, but it's going somewhere else right now. And we don't control this genre of hip hop, and that's why it's become a money grab. Other people are controlling the narrative with it, and yeah, we probably do need like a council or a group of elders that need to right the wrongs, dot the I's, cross the T's in it, but it's out of our control now. So
may I respond? Yeah. I'm enjoying the conversation. Sure. May I respond? And I'm giving you the last word because I'm not saying I'm right. I mean, listen, I'm almost 60. What the fuck do I know? You said hip hop was supposed to do what? Did you say enlighten or
hip hop? You want me to?
No. You said something.
What I said?
Specifically, you said hip hop was supposed to do something, and I wanted to say. What did you say? Do you remember? Hip hop was supposed to.
Yeah, it was supposed to. That was supposed to help us get ourselves out of, if you ask me, the mental slavery that we were in this country.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Please stop right there. No, sir. No, sir. Hip hop was a youth-driven cultural subculture movement. It was beautiful. I was there, so I was wearing fucking plaid pants, shell toes with elastic laces, a dunce cap, a mock neck, a sheepskin. It was youth-driven, and that's all it was. It was boasting, it was bragging, it was fucking beautiful. But it wasn't supposed to do anything other than be, what it was for that point in time. Hip-hop is dead, sir. It's fucking dead. When Hot 97 and these other corporations got involved, it lost its way. We now have rap music. We now have ski, bust your hip. And that's no disrespect to Sexy Red. We've now got Glorilla, huh? With them ratchet ass friends. No disrespect to her. But that's total fucking trash. That's not hip-hop. So we've now got a genre, and I totally disagree with you, but I'm going to give you the last word. No, the companies don't control it. You can put out what you want to put out on Spotify and these other platforms and TikTok. You can pop off, and you know what people are going to gravitate towards and buy, and that's what you do. The corporations now come in after you're already lit. After you're lit, then they say, hey, we want to ride the wave, and here's a 360 deal. It's not like it was, sir. I worked at WIA for a decade. Once upon a time, they had artist development and A&R, artist and repertoire departments that actually cared. No one gives a shit now at the corporations. They just piggyback on what you're doing. You have the fucking power. Please finish up.
I'm kind of agreeing with what you're saying at the same time too. You can start a wave, you can go viral, but if you really want to get that broadcast out there, you have to align yourself with certain entities, and that's almost impossible right now. And talent alone does not guarantee that you will get, where you need to be.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to double down. Capitalism is the reason why R&B. It doesn't make sense to put the best sounding person with the best message on air.
I thank you.
And that's my final word. PayPal donation coming soon.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your call. Thank you.
Take care.
Okay. Folks, this is the objective perspective. I give you the last word. You don't have to agree with me. And I want you to be heard, okay? Many people confuse capitalism with greed. Capitalism is just the system. The system. The initiative of greed using capitalism is where the problem comes in my opinion, okay? Big Elvis, I got your donation. Are you tapping in? Big Elvis? Spirit call? Where is my guy, Spirit? Oh, smokes. Is this Spirit? Is that you, sir? I'm talking about today's R&B. Is that Spirit?
Yes. Hey, Star, what's going on, man?
Good to hear from you, sir. Promote your platform first and foremost. You do great music compilations and mixes, please.
Yes, Spirit Smooth Tunes. I just finishing up on another video. I'll be posting that in another hour or so. Man, you had said something that just blew my mind. Now, I know you got an older brother, so I'm
Cameo.
safely assuming.
When I mentioned Cameo, that caught you by surprise, right?
Absolutely. I didn't even know you was in the crates like that, man.
What?
You got that off.
What?
You got that off, Star. You got that off, man. I'm in here cooking, and I almost burnt myself when you said that. I said I gotta call in. But the thing with R&B music, I think you was saying something about where's that now? I believe Stephanie Mills.
No, hang on. To be precise, the question is, why is today's R&B trash? I'm saying it's trash. My theory, it's just a theory, is because today's woman is no longer desirable like she used to be. That's my theory. What say you?
Absolutely. Well, I adopt that same theory. Actually, almost 10 years now I adopted that. I think that's why I started thinking about, doing my own thing, and I actually pushed forward and did it. But, yes, Stephanie Mills said the same thing. She said that, they don't want to hear from us no more. They don't want to hear from the greats. And, back in her day, we never heard such scandals and all the stuff that we're hearing now from R&B singers. It's like, yeah, it's trash. And that's just why I stay away from it. I need my spirit to be, cleansed. So I don't even infect my ears with none of that stuff.
Can I throw you a curveball? Let me test your knowledge. And Spirit, you're on YouTube. Spirit's Smooth Tunes, yes?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Can I throw you a curveball? On the monumental song on the Norman Connors album, You Are My Starship, who is the lead singer? It wasn't Norman Connors. You know that, right?
No, I did not know that. You know what? I don't even want to cheat. I'm sitting in front of my computer. I'm going to step away. Educate me.
Michael Henderson.
Oh, yeah. And then he went to the Temptations after that, right?
I don't know, sir. But you tell me. But on the monumental song, You Are My Starship, on the Norman Connors
You Are My
album,
Starship.
that was Michael Henderson,
right?
The bass player, singing.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. But Michael Henderson, I believe he went to join.
Old nigga star with the uppercut. Pay attention.
Man, yeah, Star. Hey, Star, listen, you was a rock and roller, but you was multitasking, brother. Stop me to call you brother. You was multitasking. You was multitasking between what your brother was listening to and what you was listening to, and you got a good ear. I just want to salute you on that.
If I can just say this, because I mentioned earlier, Why Have I Lost You by Cameo. Do you know what's one of my top 5 greatest R&B songs of all time? It's by the group Slave. Have you ever heard of the track For the Love of You by Slave?
No, Steve Arrington Hall of Fame, or is it Slave?
No, Slave. Steve Arrington lead vocals, Mark Adams on bass
Right.
guitar, Danny Webster on guitar. For the Love of You. If you get time,
Right.
check that track out, man. That's top 5 greatest R&B songs ever. For the Love of You.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to check it out. I thought you was going to say Always and Forever, but that's a classic in it by itself.
Always
that's
a classic, of course, man. But For the Love of You, top 5 greatest ever. All right?
For the Love of You. I got it. I got to check that out. Thanks, Star. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Spirit tapping in. Folks, I'm rambling. Pardon me. Blade says, yup, throttling on Friday's show is what happened. Yeah. Yo, I restarted that show 5 times. I got a computer right here, or 2 computers in front of me. This computer has 40 gigs of memory. I said, what's going on here? Thank you, Blade, for your donation. Where's Elvis? Elvis said, stop playing. Let's talk about it. Area code 646. Big Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg. Are you there, sir, on a Sunday evening? Elvis.
Big Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg. I am here, Star.
How are you, man? It's cracking.
Oh, man, I'm good. Life is good.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk about why is R&B, what's the question?
Today's R&B is trash. It's fucking trash.
Yeah. I could tell you, I've had this discussion many times the last few years.
Okay.
I boiled it down to feminism.
Come on.
Feminism is what killed R&B.
Okay.
At the same when they were able to coin the term "little girls" that N words ain't S, and is somebody in love. Whenever you would play a song and if you put on an R&B song and the young woman next to you be like, "What? Somebody in love?" And they thought that was cute.
Right.
They thought that was cute to say something so horrible as if love was a bad thing.
Right.
This is coming out of the mouths of the babies that were being raised by these single mothers, these contentious women who braided all their hair and lost all their hairline from the braids in the 90s. They grew up in the 2000s very, very upset because they popped all their all their edges out, and now they're raising their daughters to believe that men ain't us. And what, somebody in love? Like, it was really, really, truly feminism that took this music and just choked it to death.
Okay.
Where it wasn't even gonna where you had even pop people like Bruno Mars. He was singing how he'd catch a grenade for you. Yeah. He'd jump in front of a train for you. All this simpy music. He won't even try nothing like that anymore. You know what I mean? It's like not even worth it. No one wants to hear this because they're so alone and they're so feminist driven. But, you know, it's sad. It's sad because there's just so many great singers out there that are not being able to get any kind of shine whatsoever because of its demise. It needs some sort of I think what Tyrese and Tank and Genuine were doing was helping, but now they have dissolved. So what is it? Where is it? It's just everything is just old. Nothing new is coming out of the R&B world, and it's really sad. It's troubling that love has died along with the music. A man won't even open his car door for a woman anymore.
You know? She's not worth it. And listen, you don't know if she's worth it. Listen, I open the car door for you. I take you to the Cheesecake Factory, and then you go home and you do a live saying that I'm broke. Bitch, fuck you. Fuck you, bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and they deserve everything they get, Star. I call it, you got to just let it just be, because these are the same women who are promoting men being in sports just because they choosing a different gender. Right. So these women have really lost their minds. No. They lost their minds when it comes to love. They lost their minds when it comes to just the little things of respect they take so far that you don't even want to deal with them like that. That's why MGTOW is winning right now. And there's so many other organizations that are coming out and dealing with that, and it's troubling. It's troubling. You know, my co-host that I have, he's an educator.
Okay.
And on the Premium Black News channel here on YouTube, he won't even talk to a woman unless she gives it up on the first day. He will not even call her again. He won't see her. He's like,
I have to agree. I have to agree. He won't even talk to a woman. If I can jump in and Elvis and say this, you know, I've prided myself on being stingy with the tool. Right. You know? But now, and I don't even date like that. Now, if I take you out, you know, I may or may not want to sample the goods. If the date is trash, I'm sending you an invoice via Cash App for a partial refund. The date was trash. I would like some of my money back. You fucking loser.
Yeah, and they deserve it, Star. They deserve it. They destroy women. Men, let me just say this. Men are the romantic. Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Men are the romantic. Yeah, men are the romantic ones. We are the guys that will meet a woman that's working at the cash register, working as an usher in a movie theater, and we would wife that woman. We would take her out and show her the world because we are the true romantics. These women out here are just nothing but home wreckers, and they believe they deserve something because of what's between their legs. And they can't even imagine giving a man flowers unless he has the ability to buy a flower shop. It's disturbing what's going on.
Yeah.
These women deserve everything they get, and I'm just looking from the outside, looking in at them destroy themselves from the inside out.
Right. Elvis, great to talk to you, man. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you.
Premium Black News, YouTube.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You heard?
Okay. Big Elvis tapping in. Yeah, I've always been stingy with the tool, you know. I used to be a proud 2.5 minute brother. I'm up to like 4 minutes now. You know. On the Farmer's Sus 300, I'll give you 6 minutes. On the Farmer's Sus 300, I'll give you 6 minutes, you know? But if I take you out, you know, for coffee, I do coffee dates. No, we're not going to Papa Do's. You're not doing a crab boil on my dime, bitch. You're not going to be biting into fucking fried oysters and sipping Formosas. No. I'll take you to a coffee in the afternoon and a couple of croissants and maybe a slice of quiche. Give me attitude, I'm going to send you a fucking invoice via Cash App for $15. I like some of my money back, bitch. You're a waste of my time. Troy, I got your donation. Shout out to Star repping my Lions. So I don't know what the Lions are doing this year, but you know, thank you for your donation. I was so about to wear a Rangers fitted. They beat my Bruins. Oh my God! Anybody see the game? Anybody into hockey? I'm sure you are. The Rangers caught wreck on the Bruins in the Garden. Hey, Aretha, I got your donation. She says, Star, back in the day, the R&B singers in a group or solo ghost-written a lot of their music together, shared songs with other great artists. Okay. I still love Gerald Levert. God rest his soul. And you know what? That was fine that people ghost-writ for other people. It was the era. It was the mindset, you know, and I'm sure you know this already. What was that song by Gerald Levert? Was it called Thinking About It? Thinking about it. Only why at you. That was a hot song. Thank you, Aretha. It's your pretty picture. Thank you, girl. Bill Reed says, Star, Florida Boy J mentioned songwriter Rod Temperton. He was so correct. Temperton wrote The Secret Garden, sung by Barry White, El DeBarge, James Ingram, Al B. Shore, and produced. Man, listen, Rod Temperton was in Heat Wave. Man, what? Listen. I don't know if did he write Ain't No Half Steppin' or Mind Blowing Decisions? He also wrote for Michael Jackson. Yeah. Thank you, Bill, for your donation. Thank you, man. Hold on, guys. I'm going through the cash apps. Also on the screen, TeflonFunk.com. Please go there. Tell them I sent you. It's one of my sponsors. Teflon Funk. Haven't heard from you guys in a while. Do you want to call in, chime in? You've got credit. You've got credit with me. TeflonFunk.com. I got somebody trying to snitch on Gloria Velez. Hold on a second. Go, where you going? Oh, he's trying to snitch from 2004. Gloria Velez caught up in something. Well, okay. Go call in. That's my nigga Go. Gloria Velez, if you ask me, is a victim of grooming. I fuck with Luke heavy, but she was probably 15, my nigga, dancing in the background for 2 Live Crew. She didn't know what she was doing. Did she have a father? I don't know if she grew up with a father. She may have looked to Uncle Luke as if he was her father. Trusted him. I trust you. No, you don't have to pay me. You hold the money for me. I don't have a bank account. I trust you. Is that what happened? Was she 14? Was she a runaway? How did she wind up in West Palm Beach? Dancing for Two Live Crew. Sunnyside says Star is shady as fuck. That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. Good, thank you, man. I got your email, but we talking about some other shit right now, my nigga. We talking about Gloria Velez, and I want to see her. I'm going to be so real with you. File a class action lawsuit against the corporations. Hot 97 is, who is Hot 97 owned by now? Hold on a second. They used to be owned by MS Communications. I remember after 9/11, there was a meeting, and they wanted to take a percentage of our checks and send them to Israel. I said, whoa, you only paid me $125,000. What? I had to threaten to sue them. Taking part of my money? What are you talking about? I kicked up some dust, and I said, listen, you don't pay for funerals in Brooklyn or Harlem. What are you taking part of my check? You better hope I don't get called to testify against a corporation. I'll bring paperwork. Payola, all that shit. The scam of Summer Jam. Folks, there was never a machine that counted the 97th caller. Do you know that? You've heard me say this before. There was no machine. We used to sit there and lie. We used to just push the buttons. And if you scream like a fucking slave, hi, it's Hot 97. Did I win? If you scream louder like a fucking slave, yeah, you won. And then they would scream, and we would record the call. And then Miguel or Sergeant Hawkins or Tat Money, Tat, I got to snitch. They would edit the call and then play it back. Oh, my God. It's all a fucking scam. Two-Tone got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Area code 973, good evening. Uncle Luke accused of grooming. Are you up to speed? 973.
Yeah. What's up, Star? Long time to speak to. My name is P.
Okay.
New Jersey.
How are you, sir?
Not too bad. I actually wanted to talk about is love dead or is R&B dead?
Say that again, sir. Say that again.
I actually wanted to talk about the R&B topic.
Yeah. Why it says R&B trash. And you said long time since we spoke. Have you ever sent in a donation? Who are you?
Absolutely. I send it all the time.
Okay,
but yeah, I don't think R&B is dead, but I just think it's been perfected. I mean, everybody's listening to Drake, so that's who we go to for R&B. And
I said trash. It's not dead, but it's trash. It's trash.
It's not trash. It's just it's taking a new form.
Okay.
R&B dudes is now rapping.
Come on.
So everybody does a little bit of R&B now. Like, you're not just gonna get R&B from, say, for instance, Casey and JoJo.
Okay.
You might get some R&B from Coi Leray. You might get some R&B from Lil Durk. You might get some R&B from even Youngboy. But it's just we listen to R&B a little bit different now than just the love making R&B. We might have some R&B about the episodes of what happened in the trap this happened.
Okay.
Like, it's just different. R&B is more spread out now. It's not just for love no more.
like R&B niggas.
Do you like Saucy Santana's R&B, sir? Keep it real. Saucy Santana does R&B.
I don't listen to that. I don't listen to no music that's not heterosexual. No offense to the other side.
Are you homophobic, sir? I just said Saucy Santana does R&B along with, you know, the music that he does, and he writes for the City Girls.
I don't think he's a he, but or would like to be called that, but I don't know what type of music he makes. Or whatever.
Sir, Saucy Santana is that nigga right now. He's lit. Never mind the little 8,000 streams for the diss track on Academics. Saucy Santana is that nigga. So is Saucy. Nigga start wilding. Pay attention. Is Saucy Santana spitting that hot R&B? You said it's not dead. It's different.
Nah. I don't even know. Like I said, I don't know what music that dude makes. The only rappers that's making music, just drop music recently is Drake and Meek and Ross. I don't know nobody listening to Saucy right now.
The kids, sir. The kids are listening to Saucy. Fuck is you talking about?
Not the kids.
Come on.
Those the other kids. Those the kids without parents. Even now, the kids with parents aren't listening to that, man. Those adults listening to that.
Come on. I want you to finish up with your homophobic ass. Let's go, Nick.
Nah, it's just a time and a place for everything.
Right.
We got hetero R&B still, and I'm standing on that.
Okay.
You feel me? We can't. I'm saying everybody got to listen. Sexy Red audience got her little crowd. You know what I'm saying? The trap got their crowd. The regular dudes that's trying to just be a man has their audience or music that they want to listen to. But you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of everything for everybody. But nah, R&B is not dead. We just everywhere.
Sir, I didn't say it was dead, sir. You keep saying dead. I said trash. It's not dead. Please. It's not dead.
Well, I wouldn't say it's trash. You should listen to somebody called Jeremiah.
I know Jeremiah. Sir, Jeremiah, he's old school now. That nigga's old school. What are you talking about?
There's no old school star. Everybody got the internet. You on the internet. Use new school.
Sir, Jeremiah's biggest track was with 50 Cent. Tell me what he's done since then that's so lit. What are you talking about?
Oh, he got this R&B compilation called Late Night. You gotta listen to it. If you hear it, you just gonna know what it is, and it's timeless. Well, timeless as of now. It has a little bit of the old R&B, a little bit of the auto tunes, a little bit of the street stuff mixed into it, and that's what we pushing.
Google right now.
You got the Drake.
Go ahead.
You got the Drakes out there. You got the Lucky. You got it's perfected. Even Kanye does a little bit of R&B. Future is the R&B guy for the hood. You feel me? I'm sorry for calling out so many artists, but it's out there, man. It's out there. You just got to tap in, really, and don't just think that it's just
Sir. Jeremiah is 36 years old. The nigga was born in 87, and we only know that nigga from the song "Birthday Sex." I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
30 to new 20, 50 to new 30. You got.
Go ahead. Go ahead and finish up. You had the last word. Go ahead.
All right. I just want everybody to know that the reason why R&B is in the state of position it is right now is because dudes like Star influenced us to not show love on records. Everybody, thank you for listening to Star, but it's his fault. It's always his fault. Rapping R&B. Have a good night, Star.
Salute. Thank you, man. How the fuck is he blaming me? Birthday sex. Did the nigga say Jeremiah got some new shit? Let me Google this. Somebody send me a link. Is Jeremiah, is he lit again? Jeremiah's damn near a grandfather. He was this shit. Don't get it fucked up. Nigga out of Chi-Town. He's old school. Hold on a second, man. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody who's still eating off the game. Hold on a second. He's a big nigga. What is he, like 6'3"? Big nigga. Shit. Let me go to his discography. Okay, late nights came out in 2015. What did that guy just say? Was there something else the fuck? Salute to Jeremiah, man. Folks, here's my email address on the screen for advertising, sponsorship. We send out analytics to the show. We send out analytics, okay? Or you can go into the community section and you scroll down and you see the last month's Google analytics, okay? And if you spend money with us via the link at the top of the live chat, okay, you can get 40% off if you use that link through PayPal, okay? 40% off. Okay. Hey, Cherie, how are you, baby? Yes, I am selling my home in Stone Harbor, New Jersey, and I'm more than likely moving to the Crystal Coast of North Carolina. I like it. I like it. And Emerald Isle is not out of the picture. I found a home there right on the fucking water. I like it. You know, I may do that. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I'm moving out of Stone Harbor. The house is too big. I don't want to die in Jersey. I was born in Jersey. Time to move on. Big J got your donation. Reparations for the Me Too movement. What about FBA? Thank you for your support, sir. Okay. I'm half FBA, sir, in case you don't know. The other half is Neapolitan. Italians don't deserve shit. Derek, I got your donation. Honeycomb Brazy got his foot on. Oh, yeah. Now, isn't he clapping at mob ties? I wake up to the bullshit. And Troll Babies, didn't my nigga Honeycomb Brazy, who a lot of you guys learned about through me, didn't he say that one of his homies slapped fire at a J. Prince Jr.? He said, man, that's on everything. That's on my grandparents. One of his homies, okay, they said correct. Yeah. One of his homies smacked fire, pow, at a J. Prince Jr. And J. Prince Jr. said, yeah, I like that guy. I like that guy. Oh, that's my nigga Honeycomb, man. Them yellow things. Let's go to area code. Area code 929. Good evening. Extended show 929. We're talking about Uncle Luke being accused of grooming. Are you there?
Yeah, what's up, Star? Hi.
How are you, sir? Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's cracking.
Yeah, so I mean, me personally, I strongly believe that in that era, the coke, it was a coke and crack era, right? So a lot of things was going down.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
So me personally, I strongly believe that she has a good chance of making a difference or bringing a new genre to the to this R&B thing, because she was a part of it, correct? So
you're talking about Gloria Velez, and listen, she has said nothing about a class action lawsuit. That's me. That's old. That's old nigga Star talking crazy. But go ahead.
Okay, well, no, but it makes sense though, because he groomed her and he's talking big, like, hey, yeah, you know what? You could take me to court, bro. Nowadays, with these females and this Me Too movement, yeah, you will get hanged out dry, man. Seriously, What he win, I don't believe he will win. I think he'll take a L, but that's just like you said, that's just you. That's big homie start talking.
Well, now, hang on a second, sir. The class action lawsuit, if I were Gloria Velez, Uncle Luke is actually small potatoes, He's small potatoes, and I say that respectfully. I would sue the corporations, iHeart, BET. I would sue some of these corporations, Spotify, Title, because they pump this ratchet, degrading, deplorable music, right? And even though music, even though it's art, why do you not have any concern for the usage of the N-word? But if someone utters a different word that's defamatory or slanderous towards another culture, then there's repercussions. You follow me? And again,
yes, I follow you 100%.
In case you didn't hear me say this earlier, if you go on to Gloria Velez's IG page, she has a video from months ago with Scarlip. So she's already in tune with black women. It's not like, she's separating herself like how Fat Joe does. You say something to Fat Joe about, something about Puerto Ricans, Fat Joe says, oh, no, we don't do that. Then all of a sudden it's fucking we and he's divisive. Go ahead. Just want to say that.
No, you're right, man. Everything that you said is on point. Gloria Velez, she was a victim, right?
Yeah.
Of the circumstances at that time, because like you said, she was groomed, by Piss Daddy, the guy who, the creator of Pissing on. Could I say
easy, sir, easy. Uncle Luke.
I apologize.
Uncle Luke, who admitted on the Star and Buck Wild show that he was the original R. Kelly. Go ahead.
Yes, exactly. Yes, he right. So, with that being said, yeah, she, that's a slam dunk right there, man. He said it, so, but, getting back to, can I just say one last thing?
Well, now, hang on a second, because you see, now you got me thinking, and I don't know if she's ever been a drug user, substance abuse, but but back in my era, oh my God, listen, I was on the powder from 1981 until 91. And there were so many women of age who, when they hung out with me, they knew what it was. Listen, I'm off this white horse. What do you do? And if they said I do the hard, meaning the crack, I would put a boulder in their stem, pack it for them.
Yeah.
Let them take a blast.
Wow.
Let them take a blast, and then the shit that they would do after that, that was the drug of the times. So,
right, exactly. Yeah.
So if she was a minor and they were a witness to a minor doing drugs or anything like that, that's another charge. Go ahead.
Yes, so I mean that right there is messed up. If that is true, right? It's alleged, but I mean not alleged, but it could be true.
Yeah.
Especially in those times where, like you said, crack, cocaine was, the thing. So, I mean, it could have been done. Yes, I say yes. It could have been done. She could have been exposed to it. Times when she's stressed, she could have hit it, And, and then she do it. Yeah, there's times when, you don't have any money. She have a young child. That's Aaron Hall's baby mother, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's probably having issues of him giving her money to take care of the child and stuff like that. So
I don't think. Well, I don't know. I don't know if if they had child support issues. Aaron Hall is my guy, man, for real. But I'm more so talking.
Not respectfully.
I'm more so talking about Uncle Luke. The environment of substance abuse. Luke says there was no minors around him, but now again, how old was she when she was employed by him? Was she of the legal working age? What was the Florida state law? For minors working? Was she working past certain hours? Because you can't be a minor working after, I think it's like 7 p.m. So if she was dancing at 12 midnight, that's another charge.
Oh, man, that's a lot of charges, man. Uncle Lou got problems, and he's talking hot like that.
Nigga Star's a rat.
You talk crazy like that, man? Come on. Uncle Luke is bugging. Winnable like a.
There have been rumors about Jigga Man smashed her on the set of the Big Pimpin' video. How old was she then?
I believe that. I mean, how old was she then?
She could sue Def Jam. She should definitely sue Dame Dash. Sue him to make him tell. Dame ain't got no money. He owes the IRS. But drag him in to make him fucking tell, because he's got an axe to grind with everybody. Go ahead. Finish up.
Good Lord. Yeah. Listen, man. Yeah. What you're saying is, I like I said again. What you're saying, you're hitting your notes real.
I don't know.
Real high. You know, I mean, everything makes sense to me personally. Yeah, she got a great chance, man. Wow. That's a nice class act lawsuit, and whoever she could pull into that. Wow. Yeah.
I think that type of class action lawsuit has the potential to make a shift in this godforsaken, deplorable, disgusting rap music. Thank you for your call, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank
Have
you.
a good
Yes,
night.
sir. Thank you.
All right.
Star Report back in the building. Folks, it is Sunday evening, and we're having a discussion here with regards to Gloria Velez, okay? Video icon accusing Uncle Luke, a.k.a. Luther Campbell, of grooming once upon a time when she was a backup dancer for Two Live Crew, and she made a lot of videos with him, and I'm sure those videos are not, you know, how she wants to be remembered, you know, even though she was young, and we all do things and we say things when we're younger. She's someplace else now. She's a mother of 2 boys, according to her Instagram page. And Luke has already responded. Luke is saying, I'm ready to go to court. Y'all got the right one. Okay? But in light of other legal action that has taken place, Diddy, Cassie, and there are 2 more lawsuits that Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. Diddy, has been accused of. Does Gloria Velez plan to do anything legally? I haven't heard anything, but I'm suggesting a class action lawsuit against everybody to save this bullshit genre. It's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. It's degrading. It's damaging. It is so profitable, the ignorance. And, you know, with lawsuits, you know, sometimes you're not in seek of money. You just want a corporation to do better, to implement certain things to help, you know. Anybody want to chime in? Are there any litigators in that live chat? Any litigators who may want to discuss a potential class action lawsuit by way of Gloria Velez? Might you want to represent her? Does she have a 501c3 like myself, the Snitch Network? Listen, when I go at a corporation, I say, listen, I'm not in seek of anything, but if you want to make a donation, you know, here's the information. Otherwise, you know, I'm getting at you. Terrence got your donation. Okay. So who are you talking about? I have no idea. Do you want to call in, Terrence? Are these new R&B artists? Are they talking about smoking, drinking, and drugging? Fabian, I got you donation. Gloria Velez, let the Puerto Rican eat. You know, is she like half Puerto Rican and half Italian? I don't know her whole makeup. I know she's got the Puerto Rican flag on her IG page. Okay, super mama of 2 boys, model, dancer, vixen, artist, and host the Gloria Velez podcast. Last I heard, she was looking for another platform to put her podcast on because her and Vlad, my homie Vlad, they didn't see eye to eye. Her producer did reach out to me a couple of months ago, and I said, absolutely, I will come on her show. But at the time, I had just relocated to Stone Harbor here in New Jersey from Woodstock, Georgia. I got out of there. It's just that place is going to hell. But she's got her podcast and she's talking, and I just think that because of the tone of her Instagram post, this may be something worth exploring. If not, then I'm totally fucking wrong, and I'll just say that, okay? Let me go back to the phone line shortly. Blade, I got your email. Blade says, come on, nigga, tell us. Okay. Oh, okay, but Blade, I threatened to sue Hot 97 when they were talking about taking, it was like 10% of DJ's money after 9/11 to send it to the Middle East. I said, I'll sue the shit out of you. If you touch my fucking check, I will sue you. And then when I left in 2003, of course, they tried to say, oh, we fired him. I don't care what you say or what you said. I got out of there. New Orleans, 8th Ward, Star, I thought you didn't support bad behavior. Wenches out for a bag. Well, sir, how do we know? I mean, to be fair, how do we know she wasn't a victim? How do we know? This is the objective perspective, sir. I don't know Gloria Velez personally. I may have met her. I don't know. I've already said that earlier in the show here. I'm sober these days. I forget half of these people I met, but that ain't got shit to do with shit. She said Luke groomed her. So we're exploring this, sir. We're exploring this. Are you a father? If you want to call in, please do so. You see, it's different when people get older and you have children. You then start to think about what you're teaching your children, and are you truthful to them? Are you truthful? And when you think about your footprints, and now in today's day and time, your digital footprints, if there's audio, video, it's not so much are you ashamed, but can you explain it? And I'm talking about males and females. Can you explain it? Why did you do what you did? Were you under the influence of drugs? Were you groomed? Were you a victim of sex trafficking? Thank you for your donation. Hold on a second. BK sends it a donation. Beyonce had to remove the words from her lyrics because it offended a certain group, but the N-word gets free range. Black people are punching bags. Sir, you have a very good point. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there has to be a certain amount of responsibility, but at the same time, you have to hold yourselves accountable. You have to hold yourselves accountable. I mean, I'll talk a little bit more once we continue on here, but there's some things that I want to say with regards to my journey through radio. But give me a few minutes here. Area code 210. Good evening. Are you there? 210.
I'm here, Star. How you doing?
I'm doing, sir. How about yourself? Thank you for tapping in. Where do you want to start?
We can start on the R&B. And I respect what you do. I can see it in your face. You've already understood everything that's going on. We live in a capitalistic world. That was funny how you broke that down. If you're capitalistic, you have to be without morals, meaning rich people.
Yeah.
You're not letting any of this stuff affect you at all. And I can see it in your face. Mm-hmm. You've adopted the let them theory. Let them. You really don't care about a lot of this stuff, but you're a capitalistic person. You making your money.
I care if it affects me, sir. I'll be so honest with you. If it affects me, I care. Yeah. But in reality,
to a certain extent.
But in reality, sir, I can watch a nigga or a spick get shot, stabbed, and set ablaze. But if you touch my dog or my cat, I will put a bag on your whole fucking family's head. Touch my cat. Touch my dog, nigga. Go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. That's why I don't let it affect me. I don't really care about P. Diddy, and he don't care about me either. But at the same time, as a human being, I don't want to see someone hurt or struggle or anything like that.
Okay.
But man, at the end of the day, bro, I really don't. I have very little empathy for people that's living this type of life, taking advantage of people. To be rich or wealthy, you really do have to be moralist.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people in my life, and I'm sure you have. Man, they're not good people. And I've been trying to tell people about people like Luke. When if you really seen what they do to people, human beings, how they treat them behind the doors. Now we got these phones and stuff to record everything. Man, they're very horrible people.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just watching it play out. They're going to reap what they sow, and it is what it is. You know, it's unfortunate, but sometimes you have to sit back and, let them. They're going to do this, and they're going to do that. You have to let them do what they're going to do. That's not affecting me.
Are you a father, sir? Are you a father?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do you have any?
I got one boy.
Okay, you don't have any girls? Girls?
No. I got nieces.
Okay.
That count.
So as we get older, you know, we start to thinking, and we become more conscious, and we become adults who are concerned, and we look at what we did. Oh my goodness, the shit that I did. And then we try as best we can to help others. We try, you know, and you know whether Gloria Velez was a willing participant, I don't know. I'm definitely not caping for no fucking female. But if she was groomed, I mean, shouldn't we be concerned as adults, whether it be fathers, grandfathers, uncles, cousins, for other young females coming up and who may fall victim to the bullshit? It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not saying you shouldn't be concerned, but like I said, we're talking about full-grown adults. And when you say Luke, it resonates in my soul, because that's the time when I was down there in Jacksonville in Florida. Woo. So I understood it, and I saw what was going on. Mm-hmm. Man, these are some degenerate people. Why should I expect these degenerate moralist people to do moral things? I ain't studying about him passing out book bags and turkeys. Man, these are degenerate people. Mm-hmm. So why are you sitting here expecting something moral to come from them? Right. I'm just watching it play out. I'm just sitting back with my popcorn. I'm trying to tell you, they are not these people that you think. And only people that you in an era, I know you know, but you can only speak on certain things. You in a let them type of stage in your life. You're like, man, you don't want to say to them, man, I'm not really that concerned about it, because you're not my child, you're not my wife or whatever. So that changes the dynamics of it.
Right. Have you ever been a serpent yourself, sir? A tool of Satan? Keep it real.
Have I ever been a what?
A tool for Satan. You yourself, sir.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
I'd be lying if I said I was. Yeah, I try to live a clean life. I'm not no saint by no means.
Can I ask how old are you, sir? Can I ask how old are you, sir?
Yeah, 49.
Okay. So you've come across somebody's fiance and or wife, and she wanted a little nose candy. You wanted what you wanted, and you got it for her. You know, something happened very discreetly, and then you sent her on her way, and you went back to your life, and you said, "Whew, I hope I don't see that bitch again," right?
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, it's normal behavior at this point in time in 2023.
Right.
To be honest with you, but I'm just letting go. I can't give people that type of power, bro. Like I can watch someone do drugs in front of me.
Right.
I can't preach to them, and man, you know how it is, especially in addiction. It has to be something they want to stop doing.
Right.
But what I'm saying to you is not really changing what they're doing or what they're going to do. It's not.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to watch. I've never did hard drugs in my life, but I still have to be on that. Let them. That's what they want to do with their life. That's what they choose to do with their life. I'm not trying to change it.
Right. Right.
It's rough. It's rough to look at, man. You know, and it's sad. But all I can do is try to take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing. Try to take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying, if you got family and stuff like that, then you'll be able to help more people in life. But until then, man, I don't care nothing about you spent $10,000 on a chain and you renting or you don't have a car. Or like, I don't care. I really don't. So I'm not going to pocket watch you like that. Yeah. That's all you're doing is just hating on that person because you're not really trying to help them. You're just hating.
I appreciate the call, sir. Appreciate the call.
All right. Thank you, Star.
Yes, sir. Thank you. What a low life I have been. Good God Almighty. 527 West 152nd Street, Uptown Manhattan. I had an apartment there for a decade. Oh, my goodness. The women that came in and out of that apartment, willing participants. Had a girl one time, she got so geeked off the powder, the bitch got naked and she was behind the couch with a steak knife. I'm pleading with the bitch for like 40 minutes. Hey, come on. We got to get dressed. You got to get out of here. It was at 8 o'clock in the morning. She's supposed to go to work. I finally got the steak knife out of her hand, got her in the shower. Bitch take a shower, gave her some milk and 2 sleeping pills. Bitch fell out and went to sleep. Teflon Funk. Stefan, are you calling in? Where are you? Hold on a second. Stefan, is that you? Teflon Funk.
Hey, what's going on?
Where you been, man? I've been promoting you like crazy. I keep saying to call in. Everything's spelled correctly on the screen. TeflonFunk.com?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I just been running around a lot lately. I'm trying to get some things moving in the background.
You're a sponsor, man. You've got credit with me. Your banner's still running at the end of the broadcast. Tell us about your platform, please, man. Come on.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it. Well, like I said before, it's a graphic novel series. You know, I created it a couple years back. I got published by Dark Horse Comics.
Nice.
I'm looking into getting animation. You know, I got close a few times. You know, I got hit during the pandemic and whatnot, but you know, I'm still keeping it moving. I just released a vinyl with my friend Fat John.
Nice.
With lo-fi music. It's sold out on Amazon already.
Okay.
Sold out on. Yeah, man. Sold out at Best Buy, so they're restocking it soon. I might look into doing another soundtrack, one more, and I'm working on the next book as well. Still gotta, finish writing the last chapter for it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a great book. I think you guys should check it out. I also have merch. I have shirts, hoodies, vinyl, and obviously the graphic novels. Just go to TeflonFunk.com. I got plenty of artwork I give away. Previews of the comic, articles. I was featured on Complex. I was featured on Forbes. Like I'm outside,
Do you see the screen right now? Do you see the screen? I got your book right here.
Yeah, I'm watching right now. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's the book right there. Yes, that's the book right there. It takes place in the 90s. Yeah, it takes place in the 90s.
Listen, I take care of my sponsors, but let me ask you a question. On your YouTube channel, do you have any videos about the process of creating that book or any of your newer artwork? Do you do those types of videos or what?
I'm not necessarily a YouTuber. Okay. I just put the YouTube up with I have the animated teaser I did a couple years back with an anime studio in Japan. Okay. It's a video of me. I'm walking, for my Kickstarter campaign when I first launched my Kickstarter. It's an old video of just me walking around Queensbridge and just talking about, the Kickstarter when I was trying to launch it at the time.
Nice.
So I'm not really on YouTube like that.
Okay.
It was just a channel I made so nobody would steal my name.
You're an Instagram. You're an Instagram guy. I got your Instagram channel right here.
Yeah. I'm usually on Instagram and whatnot, and I try to post more on Twitter as well because I know Black Twitter is a thing. So I'm trying to get more conversations from there too, and then share it on IG. But I just been, like I said, I've been just running in the background, just trying to get some things, trying to make things happen. So I apologize if I haven't been on the show lately.
No, man, hey,
I
appreciate you, and I want you to know that I'm still promoting you, man. Keep me posted on your next moves, and if you post, when you post new videos, send me an email so we can put it in the community section, all right?
All right, no doubt. Yeah, I'll keep you posted. I can't really talk about the stuff right now on live, but
that's fine.
It'll make sense.
That's fine.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff going in the background, man.
Keep me posted.
Yeah.
Keep me posted.
Yeah, but like I said, no problem. I will, definitely. I appreciate it.
Great to talk to you, man. Thank you.
All right, no doubt.
Take care. Bye. One of my sponsors, www.teflonfunk.com. And folks, if you want to be a sponsor, there's my email address on the screen. Reach out to my alleged daughter, Amy. Alleged, people suing people out here, making all sorts of claims and accusations. GTG highlights. I got you donation. Hold on a second. Okay. He's talking crazy. Wow. Okay. He's talking about one of my sponsors. Exotic F7 Savannah Kit. Okay. You like the hat. Thank you so much. How are the Lions doing this year? Okay. Hold on a second. I'm looking for someone was supposed to call in. What happened to her? I don't know. I think I dropped her call out. Let's go to area code 845. Good evening. Talking about Uncle Luke being accused of grooming. Are you up to speed? Area code 845.
Yes, sir. Star, what's going on?
How are you, man? It's cracking.
Yeah. Let the Puerto Rican eat. Let the Puerto Rican eat. Let the Puerto Rican eat.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Hey, she's from Long Island. She's Puerto Rican. Luke, I don't know how he found her. I don't know if he, she was down there in Miami, maybe wearing no socks or something, and, just give her a shot. Let the Puerto Rican eat.
¿Tú hablas español?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Mucho poquito.
Tú sabes, un poco.
¿Qué horas? ¿Qué horas?
It's time that, this is the year of indictments. We got everybody going to court.
Okay.
We got Trump going to court.
I'm just checking.
We got Diddy.
I'm just checking.
Diddy's out here bugging out with his pants down, dancing. It's over. Let these dudes pay the piper.
Yeah.
Pay the piper. It's over.
All right. So listen, my show topic, Uncle Luke accused of grooming. I don't think, or I haven't seen anything about a lawsuit, from Gloria Velez, but she's an icon, and a lot of times people just want to get things off their chest. To my knowledge, she has not written a book like what is that fucking loser's name? I interviewed her. Corinne Steffens.
Ooh, yeah.
She's a certified loser. Has Gloria Velez written a book? I don't think so, right?
Nah, she hasn't written any books. I don't. She sees what time it is. Sees what time it is. People are getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
She threw that out.
Now might be the time for a book. The corporate filth. The corporate filth and the demise of the one-time culture hip-hop. Hip-hop's dead. This rap music shit now is disgusting. Not that you have to agree with me, but what are your thoughts on hip-hop? The hip-hop now. You listening to it?
Hey, I'm myself. I'm a producer. I make beats. I agree though. The culture is dead. There's no money in it. They say a stream is worth like 0.04. It's like a fraction of a penny, and people would just want to. It's like a lotto ticket to a lot of artists. People don't want to pay for beats. People don't really. I make 6 figures a year off it. I keep a job because if I was to depend on hip hop, I'll be a broke ass nigga. It's part of my French.
Right,
You know, so
right,
I agree. It's dead. There's no money in it.
Yeah.
The business, any type of professional investment.
There's money in it if you're willing to to prostitute yourself. There's money in it, you know. I mean, and depending on what your level of morals, ethics, and values are, you know. But you have to peddle the bullshit. It's bullshit now. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I like how your last caller. I think mainly now everything should be from direct to consumer. If you really want to make a profit, have it all direct to consumer, and you know that you'll make a lot more money in that sense. Whether you drop a vinyl, you know, you put your music up on a platform for sale, you make a lot more money than just having them pimp you and you're paying a digital distribution $40 a year, and then you make nothing in return. So I totally agree.
How old are you, sir? How old are you?
I'm 33 years old.
Okay.
33.
And you make what type of beats? Do you make like Drake style beats, boom bap, trap music? What is it you do?
I do a little bit of everything. I try to keep a mixed bag. I do some boom bap. I do trap. I do reggaeton. I dabble in R&B, and so I try to keep it mixed up because you know it's.
Sir, you're from New York, area code 845, and you're doing trap. Yeah. What are you doing trap for?
I mean, you know, it's. I like to. It's really what I get the vibe for, what I get the feel for in the moment of creating. So it's, you know, pretty much that. Just whatever I'm feeling at the time, that's what I create. So yeah.
All right. Okay.
But I agree. Hip hop is dead. It's not right now. It's a dying. You know, the art is fun. The art is cool, but business-wise, there's no money behind it. I totally agree with you.
I think it's dangerous. I think the culture itself is a culture of chaos. I think it's fucking dangerous. Listen, I carry a firearm in multiple states, right? As you may or may not know, I was living in Woodstock, GA since 2019. I went down there for business. I've been going to Georgia, the Atlanta metro area, since the late 80s when I worked at the record labels. It no longer has a common thread of decency. The fucking violence is through the roof. The savages are riding around in broad daylight with skinny jeans and slides, robbing people at gas stations. It's disgusting. So if
I totally agree.
If that is the new black Mecca, what does that say about other places such as Chicago, Detroit, you know, Brooklyn? If Atlanta has gone to hell, and I do believe that it has. What does that say about other places? And what are you, if I can lean on you for a second, what are you trying to project as a producer? Or are you just trying to get a bag? Keep it real.
Well, I just kind of do it on, it's mainly a side hustle for me so I do a lot of mixing. So a lot of people that they have tracks and they just want to get it to sound. I have some analog equipment and I'll just run it through my analog equipment to get the sound quality better. And I charge a price for that. But other than that, like to elaborate off what.
So you don't really care what the fucking monkeys put out as long as you get a bag. Keep it real.
I'm keeping it. Yeah, hell yeah.
You don't care.
I agree.
You don't care.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, and and as far as like, you know, I totally agree. I live upstate, and a lot of families.
I'm looking at your info. I know where you are. You ain't in the goddamn hood. That's why I asked you.
Yeah. But
you just want to get paid off the savagery, right?
Hey,
right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Nobody's allowed to come. Yeah.
Sir, I appreciate you, and in parting, I sometimes say amodare.
Nah, I ain't with that shit.
Thank you, sir. Oh, he's with it. He got the fuck out of Dodge. He's got himself a job. Guys on the screen, www.hudsontubs.com. That's one of my sponsors. Go there if you are someone who is looking to do something unique in your home. Unique with tub glazing. Do couples still take baths together? Baths. Or does everybody just take a shower now and you let the water, run over the coochie? Do females even sit in a tub now, or are you just in so much of a fucking rush? You just let the water run over the goddamn coochie. And you run out the house. And you keep a fucking UTI. Everybody know what a UTI is? Give him a second. These hoes out here with UTIs on the regular now, especially in the Atlanta metro area. It's a urinary tract infection. That's another reason why, the R&B is trash. You put your face in a snatch now, you get fucking chancres and herpes. You're like, yo, what the fuck? These bitches is dirty. A UTI, urinary tract infection. Let me do one or two more phone calls. BK got your donation. Yes, I read that, sir. Thank you. Yeah, Beyonce had to remove a word. Yeah. That's because you got no power. Collectively, you got no power. And again, I'm not trying to push Gloria Velez into a fucking class action lawsuit, but one day somebody's going to do it. Somebody's going to say, enough of this shit. I'm suing this corporation, that corporation, and you, and you, and you, and it's going to drag out for years. You may or may not see a bag, but, the point. Oh, there he is. The white Denzel, my homie, Rory tapping in. Rory, you're my last caller. Are you there, Rory? It was cracking.
Oh, snap. I'm the last caller. All right. What's good?
Good to hear from you, man.
What's going on?
Hey, did you notice, I don't know how long you've been listening, no glitches. This stream has been fine, but Friday's show, when you and I were talking about, migrants and so on and so forth, the goddamn, the show kept glitching and glitching. I think YouTube was throttling the show down. I really do.
I believe there's truth to that.
Yeah.
I believe there's truth to that, Star.
That's crazy.
These are a protected class of people for
Right.
what we don't know.
Right.
For why we don't know.
Right.
But if you do the same thing, here in New York, in the city, and you get caught like on a cell phone and somebody posts on social media,
right,
then you end up losing your job.
Right.
You end up losing, they come to your apartment, they put they'll send a goddamn mariachi band in front of your building for like 7 days straight, right, until the building kicks you out the building. Yeah, no, they go all out just for speaking the truth. It don't matter if you're a lawyer or a doctor, whatever. If you're just like fed up and just want to, so not only do we have to contend with these lower class of people that we're taking care of, but also they will cancel your life if you dare talk against them.
It's a fact.
If you dare, it's so upside down right now, Star. It's not even crazy. I came out of the Ranger game last night. We won 7-4.
Oh my goodness! Whoa!
On Boston like it was nothing.
You were at the You were at the Garden.
Yeah. I'm not a big hockey fan, but I get tickets once in a while. Go see the game live, and that's one of the best sporting events I've ever seen live in my life. I can't watch it on TV, but live. It's insane. Yeah. It's insane. Yeah. I mean, they're like 100 miles an hour up and down that ice skating rink playing physical as shit. And if you ever want to get into a fight with a white boy in New York City, just come down to a home Rangers game, man. There'll be a bunch of them ready to fight, There ain't nothing. And yeah, last night so anyway, I was leaving the game, and when I was leaving the game, walking back to the house, I'm in walking distance where I live from the Garden.
Right.
And there was 4 or 5, it was freezing. Last night was freezing, man. and there was 4 or 5 dudes sleeping on 7th Avenue with like, a bullshit blanket over them, and I'm watching scores. I'm talking, I'm talking at least 8 to 10 deep in a group of Guatemalans, Mexicans, walking by with brand new clothes on, getting ready to go stay up in the hotel right in Midtown, while we got our own people lying on the floor. We're living in a backwards world, upside down world. I mean, a revolution is coming in this country. This stuff that we're going through now cannot last. It can't last because it's so backwards.
Hey, Rory, hold on 1 second. Stay there. Hold on a second. John Flowers, sit tight. John, you will be my last caller. Sit tight, John. I forgot he's a sponsor. Rory, let's go back for a second. Any new developments in Dublin, Ireland? You're born and raised in the New York tri-state area, but you have family back in Dublin. And Friday when we spoke, you had some information. Any new details? Has the rioting stopped? What's going on in Dublin?
Yeah, they chilled out. I mean, they chilled out a bit, but the sentiment among the people is the same thing that it is here in America. They have now, because of the EU, they have 20% of the population is foreign-born. And they're not just foreign-born people that have like a commonality as far as culture or religion. These are people who have a different mindset, a different religion, and also a different culture, a very strict culture.
Right.
So the tensions are high, and the tide is turning, just like it is here in America. The tide is turning, and these people need to go back to where they came from and take care of that country where they came from. You don't come from a shit society, or part of my language, but you don't come from a bogus society because your people are not inept to build up a society, and then come to somebody else's society and complain and ask for everything for free.
If I can jump in right there, Rory. Now, with all due respect, the Prime Minister of Ireland spoke against the rioters. So in reality, they're going through something similar here in the U.S.
Yo, you know what's crazy?
Hang on.
There is an immigrant.
Hang on. They're going through something similar, and they want the migrants coming in to stimulate the economy. That's what's going on. So the rioting, and again, I respect what you're saying. Sounds hot. Send them back. But that's not what the government necessarily wants, right?
Yeah. Well, the Prime Minister, his people are Indian, so he's not Irish. He was born in Ireland, but he's Indian. His parents are from India. So this is the problem with Europe, and this is the problem with America. You're having anchor babies who are becoming prime ministers and having, I'm goddamn serious. And they don't have the interest of our people at their heart. They don't have the better interest of our people at their heart. This cat he has about as much knowledge of Irish history, and he gets about as emotional as, a fucking cat or a dog on the street about his grandfathers or his grandfathers or his grandmothers and his great-grandmothers dying fighting the British Army and the strongest empire the world has ever known. He don't know nothing about that. It's people from India, but yet and still, he's the Prime Minister of Ireland because he's born in Ireland. He's an anchor baby, and of course he's not going to go by the will of the...
Born in 1979 in Dublin. 1979 in Dublin. He's official.
Stop! Don't get gas. We'll start shooting people in Ireland. It's a different
easy. We can't do that. There are community guidelines.
Get lit.
Hey.
Shit'll get lit.
There's community guidelines. Let's slow down.
Yeah, word. But it's the same thing here. That's why we're so upset over here too.
Right.
We started seeing Americans black and white sleeping in the streets, freezing, not giving them nothing. And then I'm watching them pass by me, and they staying in the goddamn hotel on right next to Grand Central Station, 5-star hotel, the Roosevelt Hotel. They staying the whole hotel across the street from Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
The Stewart Hotel, but full of migrants. Nobody else can stay there, you know. So it's just like we're ready for a revolution, man. I just really hope it's going to be an American revolution, and it's not going to have anything to do with race or color.
Okay.
It's just going to be like all of us against the politicians and against the invasion of the third world, you know, because this thing's getting ready to go down fast, just like Rome. The fall of Rome happened when they started letting in people from all the places they conquered.
Right.
You know, everybody from the world came in.
I hear you. Loud and
you
clear.
know, so it's history repeating itself.
Okay.
And as far as I don't want to misspeak, you know, because I know, you know, the algorithm's crazy.
Easy.
But as far as I know, as far as the R&B, it's just a lot of people hating. R&B is still good. It's just white girls took over R&B. You know, and there's a certain segment of society that don't like that and don't appreciate that. But it's just that, you know, white girls is rocking R&B right now.
Who is the top white girl, in your opinion, singing R&B? The top white girl.
Oh, I would say Adele. I would say Adele wiped them all out for the last 10 years with her voice.
Wow.
And the songs that she came out with. I would think Taylor Swift is probably the biggest pop culture icon that's going right now. You see NBA dudes going there simping.
Rory.
NFL.
Taylor Swift is not R&B. It's not R&B.
Well, she's not rock and roll. What is she?
Pop.
I just think R&B changed like rap changed. You know, it's not the same R&B, just like it's not the same hip hop.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think that is R&B. It's just like white girl R&B.
Well, listen, I live in Stone Harbor. She was raised here, so I mean I know her. Well, I don't know her personally, but I know her music very, very well. But listen, man, I got to take this last caller. Great to talk to you, Rory. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you.
All right, salute. All right,
salute. Rory just tried to say Taylor Swift is R&B. Did you guys catch that? Oh my goodness. John Flowers, thank you for being patient. You are my last caller. johnflowersphotos.com.
Good evening, Mr. Torrain. How are you, sir?
Good to hear from you, man. Thank you for your patience. Where do you want to start?
Good to hear from you. I just wanted to call to promote, to kind of give a last minute push on what I was offering.
Let's go.
Quote unquote Black Friday sale.
Let's go.
Here for John Flowers Photos. So I'm offering 40% off on every service line that my studio and my team offers. And actually the deadline to commit to that 40% off discount was tonight, but I'm willing to extend it until Tuesday for your audience. So if you all are interested in, if you get married next year or 2 years from today, if you think about it now, you want your wedding at 40% off, log on to johnflowersphotos.com and register.
Absolutely.
You're having you're having a corporate event. If your company's having a Christmas party this year and you guys need a photo booth and you want a photo booth at 40% off, log on to johnflowersphotos.com, register and book. The only caveat at this 40% off is that I'm going to need anybody who wants that percentage off to make a commitment. So don't just register and say we want to book you.
Right.
You got to commit in order for me to start getting dressed and charging batteries, or have my assistants go report to your event. So any service line, you guys have heard me call before. I'm probably beating a dead horse with the whole headshot thing, but again, it's not just that. We do all types of photography services, from event photography, wedding photography, portrait photography. We shoot any and everything. Log on to my website and just see the myriad of services that we offer. I wanted to just offer that at the last minute start to your audience, because your audience is special to me as they are to you.
Thank you, man.
And I wanted to extend it. I wanted to extend it only to your audience.
Okay.
And if you all do go to my website, there's a drop down list when you go to get a quote. It's going to say, how did you hear of JohnFlowersPhotos.com? Of course, the drop down will have about 7-8 different choices between Google, the Star Report, Doggy Diamonds, whomever I've done advertising with. So just choose the Star Report. Just choose the Star Report wisely. And again, why not say 40% off? It's not quite 50% off, but it's close enough.
Have we spoke about if you do portraits for the children and families as well? We spoke about that.
We have, yes, we have.
Okay.
Yes, family portraits. Family portraits. You can come to my home studio.
Great.
Or wherever the family lives, and they'd like to have a family portrait taken. We can report to your address or location that you send us.
Okay.
So yeah, we offer that as well.
John Flowers, great to talk to you, man. Have a great Sunday evening, what's left of it, and we'll catch up this week.
You too, sir. Have a great one.
Thank you. Bye now.